Senator Dullo, you had requested to have a supplementary question. I want to ask you to proceed and ask the CS.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'll ask quick questions since I had requested earlier on the 3 questions, which will be very fast. Number 1, CS, congratulations for the good job. I know you are up to task. We've served in this house together twice. You are up to task. So, Mr. Speaker, what I wanted to ask, number 1, on the recruitment of NPR. And again, Mr. Speaker, on the recruitment of chiefs. Mr. Speaker, and I know the PS is aware, there is too much politics around the recruitment of chiefs and also NPR within the counties. Is there a way the CS can work it out that the recruitment of NPR and chiefs are done in a transparent manner so that everybody can see the process is very transparent without politics? And actually the people who are causing problem in these 2 processes are politicians, so that politicians are locked out completely and the process is transparent and members of public are satisfied with the whole process. That is number 1. I know you are smiling, you should be able to work out a strategy on that. Finally, Mr. Speaker, it's the issue of police who have overstayed in hardship areas. I know I've been in security sometimes back, and the policy has been once you have served in a hardship area for 5 years, you are removed to go to other areas. But it has, these days, police officers take even more than 10 years to stay in a hardship area. Until they have familiarized themselves with the community, and the work they are doing, they are not even taking it seriously. So can the CS implement the policy on the 5-year rule so that the police officers in hardship areas, they are actually transferred to other areas and others are posted to those areas? I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Senator Dullo. Honorable CS, could you respond to those questions?
Mr. Speaker, sir, it is true that there is a policy on how long an officer should stay in one's position, in one station. But for a long time, that policy has not been implemented. It has now been decided that going forward, no officer who has served for more than 3 years should remain in the station they are serving. The signal went out 2 weeks ago, the day when the Task Force on Police Reforms presented their progress report to the President. And now it's part of the policy reforms that we have initiated, and we are expecting, we have given the police command a maximum of 60 days to make sure that all officers countrywide who have stayed for more than 3 years, not 5, must be transferred. Number 2, on the question of involvement of politicians in the appointment of chiefs and assistant chiefs, I agree. And I hope that the proposal by Senator Dullo is in sync with the proposal by the chairman of the Senate Security Committee. Because the Senator for Baringo, who is the chair of the Security Committee, recommended that there is need for public involvement, public participation in hiring of chiefs. But I don't think public involvement means involvement or meddling by politicians. It just means that the politicians, like everybody else, can also give their views, but the decision remains the decision of government. And I know what the Senator Dullo is pursuing is the actual meddling, where a politician wants to decide who becomes a chief. That is wrong. What we should encourage is public participation, including the participation of leaders, because they also have views, but the decision should perhaps involve more people. So those are some of the policy proposals that we are willing to look at. But on the 3-year transfer is mandatory. In fact, the directive by the government is that any officer after the 60 days who continues to resist or for whatever reason does not move to a new station, the salary will be stopped. It is that serious. And for those doing sensitive operations, normally we move them after 1 year because the kinetic work and operations they engage in are extremely demanding. After 1 year, we rotate them so that they serve, even if it's within the same sensitive operations, but in a different station every year. But for general police duties, 3 years you must move. If you don't move, we'll stop your salary.
First of all, let me thank the CS for the elaborate answers, and also thank the CS for the new border post in Ileret. Thank you very much, Honorable CS. My question is, have you ever thought of employing Morans and people in northern Kenya and Upper Eastern, those who are not educated, as police officers? Have you ever thought of recruiting those people so that the banditry issue, the menace we are having in those areas can be controlled and curtailed? If so, if you have that plans, when are you going to execute or start? Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
On the question of recruiting police officers who may not fall within the qualifications, it's a proposal we are looking at because the effort we have made in the fight against banditry and the fight against terror, some of the significant reasons for those gains are the specialized trained officers, but also the NPRs, who actually, many of them have not gone to much school. They may have gone to school, but they have not gone to much school. But they have done a fantastic job. And for difficult operations like in northeastern Kenya, the Boni Enclave, and upper northern rift areas, upper eastern, it's a proposal we are entertaining. How between NPRs, we can also have police officers who may not have the academic qualifications to help us deal with very specific threats to our national security. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable CS.